Hey everybody, welcome into Domesticated Gamblers, three dads with our favorite picks of the day, coming to you each and every weekday here on YouTube. It is January 30th, 2023. I'm Eric, there's Shawn, there's Tito. If you are watching us on YouTube, do us a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. That would help us out a lot. Also post a comment on our videos so we can chat with you there. And hit that notification bell too so you can get our videos as soon as we post them. The audio version of the show now available on SoundCloud. Just go to soundcloud.com/domesticated gamblers. And you can also find us on Twitter at Gambling Dads. That's where I recap our plays and track our records. I had a lot of green check marks for a certain host of this show on Twitter last night. I'll get to that here, though, in just a couple minutes. But first of all, happy Monday, boys. Tito, I imagine you saw a lot of grade school basketball these last few days. How was your weekend, buddy?
My weekend was fantastic, boys. Jeff had an eventful afternoon yesterday. Again, I'm not sure who made the instructional league schedule. I'm still trying to figure out who that guy is, but when I find out, I'll be sure to alert you guys. But spent all day up at the gym. Missed a lot of the games. A lot of my plays were cashing, hitting. Had a great night Saturday night with the Royal Rumble, baby. I know Shawn cashed some money just like I did, baby. Eric, you're too afraid, which is okay, but we cashed some checks with WWE, and it was a fun, eventful weekend for sure, and more fun CYC action coming this weekend too. So it was good. It was a good weekend, absolutely for me.
How
Very
about you, Shawn?
profitable.
How about you, Shawn?
It was a great weekend. We actually didn't have a whole lot of plans this weekend. Saturday, we kind of just we hung around the house. It was a nice day. Finally, we went outside, played a little football, jumped on the trampoline. It was nice. Worked on some basketball skills with my son, attacking the hoop. And then Saturday night, we turned on the Royal Rumble, and it was fun. Me and SJ, we got out our wrestling clothes. We were in the bed doing some suplexes. It was a great time. It was fun, man, to actually watch it with my son and get him involved. So, and I cashed a ticket, thanks to Tito. So that was awesome. Um, and then Sunday, watched some football games, and then we went down to CYC, and I was super proud of my son. He's a first grader. He's playing up with second graders, and he was the only one to make a basket. So I was super proud of him. He was driving towards the hoop. I'm super proud of him. Great weekend.
That's awesome. A lot of good domesticated action for all of us this weekend. Let's recap our picks. I mean, the headline is we're just all crushing it right now. We had a big weekend on the show. Let's dive in on the weekend. We'll start with Saturday. Tito, you mentioned it. You cashed in on the Royal Rumble. Sure, you put $18,000 down to win 600, but the WWE sharp you are, you win both your big bets on the Royal Rumble. Shawn tailing on the Roman Reigns play as well at minus 5,000. He cashed in too. So Tito, your reaction to your big night at the Royal Rumble on Saturday? What'd you think?
Well, Sharpie Tito, WWE Sharp here. I mean, again, all my bets cash, baby. It was fantastic. I told you guys Cody Rhodes was going to win the Royal Rumble, that he was going to come in, dominate. That's what he did. Came in number 30 and just absolutely crushed it. I do have to say, Eric, man, I am a little concerned that you're becoming a WWE fan. I know you made some comments on Saturday night about wanting to be at home versus being out with some friends and with some family. So I am a little concerned, so we're going to have a little bit of an intervention with you, but I know it's not what it was back in the late '90s, early 2000s with the Attitude Era. But let me tell you something. It was a good night for me, profitability wise. My plays all hit, and Shawn made some money off of me as well. So I'm absolutely thrilled. And again, listen to Tito. Tito is the star of the show, baby. Everyone knows what Tito says hits. And so just keep on following my plays and you're going to be profitable, baby. We love it.
Yeah, Shawn, I thought you did a fantastic job on the show on Thursday talking about a serious topic and urging our audience to bet responsibly. Brought up a lot of great points, very nice sentiment. And then 24 hours later, you bet 15 grand to win $300 on Roman Reigns. You did cash. I know you didn't make the bet in real life, but my question for you, Shawn, were you just blinded by your desire to not let Tito beat you? Is that what happened there, putting that bet down?
No, so I got on Twitter. I did a little bit of reading myself, and it was pretty clear from what Tito was saying. Roman Reigns was not going to lose to this bum. They weren't going to put him in WrestleMania. It's going to be Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns is probably going to lose his title now at WrestleMania. I believe that's going to be a good storyline for WrestleMania. He finally loses his title after, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years, whatever it's been. So it's all about a storyline. And the only thing I would say to WWE is come up with some new names. Everyone's Jim Bob coming out. Oh, this guy. Everyone just got a regular old name. What about the good old times when I watched The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin? I mean, these guys are terrible with their names. Gunther? Come on. This guy was laying around in the back of the ring for 2 hours just laying there, and then they say he wins Iron Man longest ever. Ridiculous.
What is this guy trying to do? Come up with my stick, taking these hot takes? What are you talking about with these WWE stuff? They're sports entertainment, baby. This is what they do. This is how they roll. How can you be talking about? How can you be criticizing these names? This is exactly what the common sports fan wants: is legitimate names, legitimate action. These guys aren't just entertainment. These guys are professional athletes. And I can't believe that you're criticizing a guy that spent over an hour and 10 minutes, the longest ever in Gunther, and actually performed to way beyond expectations. Triple H even mentioned it on the press conference afterward that it was a superb performance. It was a breakout performance. And you're going to criticize these guys for their names, and you're going to start acting like you're some sort of sharp. You didn't do any research. You came to me. You were talking to me, the sharp WWE better right here. Don't believe anything that this guy says related to research, folks. He came to me. I gave him the inside track, just like I'll give you the inside track on a daily basis. WWE WrestleMania, we're about 55 days away. Look for Tito. Look for some hot, sweaty, dancing dude action for me to give you some proper bets for the WWE WrestleMania less than 60 days away. I'm really excited. You should be excited too. Don't listen to this clown.
So how I can give a take is it's a bunch of grown men wrestling around, and I've been watching wrestling a lot of my life. I gave it up, I don't know, in my early 20s. I gave it up, kind of let it go. So I can't speak on it. And here's a new week where you coming after my takes. It's okay. I was going to try to give you this week and not come after your takes, but here you are coming after me day one on the new week, coming right after me. And it's not the same. They're marketing to these kids as well. That's why they had a glow in the dark match, and my son really liked that. So I think they need to come up with a few different names. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. Gunther and Jim Bobo, and it was just crazy.
Who's Jim Bobo? There's no Jim Bobo. What are you?
I can't even remember their names. They never stuck in my mind. It was just they need Vince McMahon to get back in there, bring a little attitude to the wrestling again.
Well, I'll wrap up the wrestling talk by saying this, that so I was out with my other buddy, Shawn with the U, on Saturday night for his birthday. We were doing a pub crawl with me and Shawn and my wife and his wife. And we went to a few pubs, and then we're like, let's just go back to to our house, and we'll hang out and just drink a little bit more there. And we get home, and I flipped on Peacock. Well, as the women's rumble was going on, the party came to a screeching halt at that point. But I was fascinated to see if you boys cashed your bets. You did. I am a man of my word. I did not take the easy money on Roman Reigns, and I gotta say, like, for real, I think the karma was kind to me yesterday for not taking that easy money. I really do believe that. So I started yesterday at 10-13 on the year and down $661. That's almost 7 units down. That's a pretty steep hole. So, I'm going into yesterday like, all right, let's see what happens this weekend. On Sunday, we got a lot of action. So started the day with 2 winners yesterday before I even woke up. Djokovic won the Australian Open. He just beat the hell out of everyone the entire tournament. I think he only lost one set the entire tournament. Then also won my 2-star play in the over in the Brighton-Liverpool game. That play cashed in stoppage time, by the way. Then I decided to put out a video while sitting on the toilet at my mom's house yesterday. Thank you, Tito, for that inspiration for some toilet talk. That video was a pick on Napoli and soccer. That was a winner. And that's another reminder there, by the way. Don't just be a subscriber and hit the like button. Tap the notification bell too, so you get those alerts whenever we post an extra video. I got a text from the tagger saying that he saw my video and he tailed me on that play. So he picked up an extra winner yesterday because of that. So then I was 3-0, and then the NFL games happened. I did catch a couple breaks with the injuries to Purdy and Kadarius Toney. That certainly helped me out with my prop bets on them. but I go 7-0 on my NFL picks, which gave me a perfect 10-0 on the day. I finished the day at 20-13 on the year. I'm now up $439. Tito, how do you do?
How do you do? I'm up like $2,000, baby. Joe Public Tito over here. Still, you should still be singing my praises from what happened on Wednesday night. I came over the top on you fools. I showed my expertise on college basketball. All you want to talk about is yesterday. Who really gives a crap about yesterday? Who cares about tennis? Joker Dojovac or however you say his name. Who really cares about that play? That guy's a fraud. He was not really injured. He was milking that for all he was worth. And then your soccer picks, yeah, sure, you make 15 soccer, but you're going to hit one or two out of it. But who really cares about soccer even? I mean, this is America. Let's talk about American. Let's talk about football. Yeah, Tito had some great plays too. You should still be singing my praises. I gave some hot takes last week. They all came true. It was all about Tito. I don't want to hear about your 10-0 day yesterday. Whoa.
So I'll go on record now and say that me or Tito will never go 10-0.
I went 8-0 on a random Wednesday night. How can you ever say I'm not going to go 10-0? I'll go 10-0 tonight if I wanted to.
I'm just saying 10 picks in a row without one loss. It's extremely hard to do. I'm okay with giving another male credit. I'm not that alpha like Tito. I don't have to talk down to everybody. Congratulations, Eric. That was very well done. Tito, good job on the WWE. You had a couple of hits yesterday. I think you went 2-2 in football. Good weekend for all of us. I like sending out the love. Good job, Eric. And I don't think that I've ever went 10-0, and I've been betting a long time. That's hard to do, man. Very hard to do.
I probably went 10-0 with all my plays from Wednesday on through the Royal Rumble. I probably went 10-0. I didn't see you singing my praises for any of that stuff. All you want to do is discount my takes. Get out of here with that take. Woof.
I'd have to go back and total it up. I'm pretty sure the day you swept the board, Tito, you probably won like 15 units or something, like just something crazy with a perfect night. So, and Shawn, you say this all the time, humble pie, man, because I'm telling you, there will be a day where I probably go over 10 at some point. I remember tracking my picks over the last 3 years or so. I had one stretch, I lost 13 in a row. So It's going to happen. I mean, if you flip a coin thousands of times in a row, you're going to hit a stretch where it comes up heads 13 times in a row. So, like I said, I did catch some breaks yesterday, but I really do think I progressed to the mean yesterday. I have faith in myself as a gambler, and so we saw some kind of good progression to the mean yesterday. But it's still crazy. I'm sitting here at 61% on the year, and I'm still in last place. So credit to you boys. Looks like I'm still probably buying some lunch next week, unless I can make a big hit in these last couple days. But let's touch a little bit on the games yesterday in the NFL. Eagles and Niners. I don't really know how much you can take from that. The Niners are down to their fourth string quarterback. The fourth string quarterback gets concussed. They have to bring the third string quarterback back in that cannot throw. They're a one-dimensional team. The Eagles roll. I mean, clearly very impressive, but just the Niners, there's a 0% chance they're winning that game with those circumstances. Shawn, I'll give you the coin toss. Do you want to receive or defer to Tito? What do you want to do with this game in terms of giving your take?
I'll defer because I want to go first on Mahomes.
All right, Tito, what's your take on Eagles and 49ers?
You want to talk about being totally unimpressed. Eagles, woof. I mean, what a wolf job this was. I mean, I was looking at Twitter this morning. Look at the quarterbacks they've beaten over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Not impressive at all. They've steamrolled terrible quarterbacks. Purdy was a fraud. I told you guys all last week how much of a fraud he was. He's Mr. Irrelevant. He got hit one time. He had enough. It was like, oh no, this is not my league. I'm Mr. Irrelevant. I want to just be a backup or a third string quarterback. I want to run the Chase Daniel playbook for the rest of my career. He did not want to be in that game at all. Give me a break. Oh, my elbow hurts. Woof. How can anyone determine that after one little hit? Get out of here with that. But the Eagles, man, they are in big, serious trouble for the Super Bowl. Don't like them at all. Terrible team. That coach, Srirachi, Sirani, whatever, he can't manage a wet bag. they beat a terrible team in the 49ers. I told you all last week they were going to dominate the 49ers, even with Purdy. They dominated. My play was under. It cashed 3-star lock. I told you all last week, but the Eagles totally unimpressive. I can't wait to see the Super Bowl. I can't stand the fact that Mahomes is going to go in and going to win another Super Bowl, and everyone's going to say, "Oh, look at this Patrick Mahomes. He's so great." Makes me want to puke. And so, but these Eagles, complete frauds. They're going to get dominated at the Super Bowl. Mark it down. 3-star play. Chiefs are going to take it down. Money line. I'm calling it now. Woof.
Yeah, so when the game started, Hurts throws a pass down the sideline, 4th and 3. It's incomplete. Shanahan doesn't challenge the call. That changes the whole game right there. And then Purdy gets hurt on the next drive. So, and I think at halftime was it 14 or 17-7 or 21-7? It was 21-7, but it was 14-7 late in the second quarter. And I was not impressed with the Eagles. They should have been blowing them out with Johnson in the game. Give them credit, the Eagles defense, I guess, for, they were stacking the box against Johnson. But at the same time, if Purdy's healthy that whole game, I think we were in for a great game. I do. I think that would have been a close game. I mean, you're looking at the game, it's 14-7 with a banged up Purdy, and he goes out. So you can just kind of figure that game out in your head. It was going to be a closer game than most people thought. But I'm with Tito. I'm ready to get in that Mahomes talk. What a gutsy performance. I mean, just a legend. He's already got his name in Canton. This guy's ready to roll. I mean, takes off. What a run. What a gutsy run. I'm just so pumped for this guy. Put some respect on his name, boys.
Tito's despondent. He can't believe it.
I can't. I can't believe the fact that I'm gonna be talking about how Mahomes is gonna win another Super Bowl. This guy is a fraud. Don't give me this crap about that run that he had at the end. I mean, that was a completely lucky play. He came up. He wasn't limping afterwards. Oh, the camera's on me. I'm gonna start limping now. Oh, my ankle. Oh, my ankle. Like, get out of here with this stuff.
Are you saying that he's faking injuries the whole game?
Yes, he's totally faking. He's milking it for all it's worth. Yes, 1,000%.
I'm gonna take a line from my favorite president. Come on, man. He is not faking the whole game.
The whole game. This is all this guy does is limp. He limps when it's sunny outside. He limps when someone breathes on him. He just breathed on me a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna limp.
I do agree. In years past, he's kind of played up the limp. I 100% agree with you. I watched that hit. You can watch it on Twitter if you'd like. That was a serious injury to his ankle this year. I agree. In years past, he has limped around, and then he's been running fine. That's that possum bull crap that he plays, that new style. Ooh, I'm going to go out of bounds, and then I come back in, I get a penalty. I don't like all of his antics. I didn't like Tom Brady, and I hate watched him for years, and I'm trying to be a better fan and not hate watch this guy and just respect the talent on the field.
I wish I could be like you, Shawn. I wish I could be that type of fan, but this guy's a complete fraud. What a fraud. Terrible. He's lucky he's got the greatest coach in the NFL right now in Andy Reid. He's got a great offensive mind in Eric Bieniemy. That's a travesty that guy is not a head coach somewhere. Hopefully he gets a job this offseason. But, man, what a fraud this guy is. What a fraud Kelsey is. I can't stand this Kelsey guy either. I remember several years ago when they did an E60 on Kelsey, and he totally trashed St. Louis, talking about how, oh, you got drafted by a team in Missouri. And he didn't even realize that Kansas City was in Missouri, and he was trashing St. Louis. I don't want to go to that terrible franchise. What a phony, going out, then calling out the Cincinnati Mirror like he has anything to do with the Bengals, and stealing a catchphrase from a WWE superstar in The Rock, calling them jabronis. Have some class for crying out loud. You're a fraud. You're terrible too. Luckily, I did see some Eagles fans totally trashing one of the Bosa brothers. That was fun to see. I like seeing that on Twitter, holding them accountable. The Bosa brothers always hurt, always limping around, just like fraud Mahomes over here. Get out of here with these guys and these stars. Make me want to puke. I can't stand. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks. I'm going to have to actually watch it and try to bet on some different props. Makes me want to puke.
Tell you what, we got a little bit of history, boys. First Super Bowl with 2 starting black quarterbacks. So That's good to see. It's great for the game, grow the game. That's I'm excited for Hurts and Mahomes. I know,
Yeah.
And two brothers facing each other for the first time ever too. That's fun.
and a little revenge for Andy Reid in this game, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of good storylines in this game. I do agree with you, Shawn. Big picture on Mahomes. That was just really, really gutty yesterday. But at the same time, no one is talking about that run on the last play of the game if the Bengals player doesn't make the stupid penalty and shove him late out of bounds because they were not in field goal range at that point. They gave him an extra 15. Butker knocks it through. I'm just glad we had a great game because that Eagles-Niners game was just a travesty with all the injuries. And then let's get into the officiating a little bit in both games. I think especially Eagles-Niners, but it was bad all around in both games. Shawn, I know you got some takes from that.
I was texting you boys early about it. It is terrible. I know a lot of people don't like Aaron Rodgers, and he had a hot take on officiating at the beginning of the year. He said all the good officials are leaving to go to TV because they're paying them more money. All them guys in the booth giving you their breakdowns about officiating, it's true. Those are the best guys, and they're gone. They're in the booth. Tito can shake his head if he doesn't. But we're seeing it on the seeing it on the field now, though. These officiating crews are terrible. This is god awful. It's unbelievable what's going on. I've been watching football my whole life, and I've never seen anything like it.
The officiating was terrible yesterday. I'll give you that. The fact that there's three officials, or four. There's four officials that have taken TV jobs. Four. You're telling me that there's four officials out of how many officials are in one single game? There's got to be like 8 or 9. You're telling me that there was only 4 good officials that went to that's an asinine statement. That shows what a fraud Aaron Rodgers is too. To make a statement like that. There's literally like a handful. That's it. That's terrible. But the officiating yesterday was terrible, just like the CYC officiating here in South City is terrible. It's not a surprise to me. This guy Shawn over here, he's complaining about the officials every week. You see our text chain every week. Oh, officials are terrible. It's rigged. Blah, 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 blah. It's always every week. Yesterday was no different. It's spotlighted a little bit more because of the importance of the game. It was terrible yesterday. I don't know what they were thinking on some of those kicks where it hit the wire. They didn't replay it. They gave Kansas City like 5 downs in one possession late in the game. What were they doing there? It's just asinine the types of officiating they do have for these big games. But to say that the 5 referees that went to TV and now they're all no good, that's a complete ridiculous statement. You want to hear that hot take from Tito because that's an asinine statement. All my takes are legitimate. All my takes are on point and on fire.
Man, you just always come after me.
You come after me, baby. I'm going to come with my hot takes and come right back at you. LSWD coming with the TKO, baby. You love it.
I haven't came after you once today.
What a fraud. That's not true. Eric, mark it down. You know what I have to deal with on a daily basis. This guy's chirping me all day, every day. You know it.
You guys got a lot of history, the two of you, going back or growing up across the street from each other. So I like to sit back and watch when you two go at it.
I haven't chirped at all today.
Shawn has really mellowed out over the last few years in particular. You were just all about love, man. You just spread positivity.
Yoga, brother. Yoga.
I would imagine. Here's what I don't get about the officiating yesterday. So Carl Sheffers is your referee for the Super Bowl. So the NFL is entrusting him to officiate the biggest game of the year. If they trust him to do the Super Bowl, why wasn't he on the call one of those games yesterday? I'm sure there's like a reason for that, but like I would think you would almost like the playoff games for the referee, just like for the NFL teams, the best official should advance to the next round. Like I'm sure there's some kind of reason for that, but I just don't understand that you got Carl Sheffers is going to referee the Super Bowl and he's just sitting on the sidelines yesterday when you have the AFC and NFC title game. Any ideas of why that would be?
Yeah, because you don't want to have if you have an official referee the AFC or NFC championship game and you rely on them to go do the Super Bowl, what if there is some sort of questionable call and it goes in the favor of what he officiated the last game? They would have all sorts of. You already have it now, so you have even more conspiracy theories like, oh, he refereed the AFC championship game. He gave a call to Mahomes again. I mean, that's what hot takes like Tito would do, right? I would say, look at what he did. He refereed these other games, right? I mean, that's essentially what these hot take artists would do. And so the NFL is trying to protect against that. And on top of that, they have several good officials. I mean, this asinine statement that there's no good officials, the best referees, and you guys will agree with me, are the ones you don't realize, you don't hear about. It's just like the South City Zebra. We had him on last week. We know about him because he makes terrible calls, makes it all about him, and these other referees, these Ed Hocules who want to get jacked up and say first down and have all these catchphrases and how they announce first downs. No, we just went the middle of the road, someone that is an ordinary Joe who seems like he's straight down the middle, and that's what we're going to get in Carl Sheffers. Fantastic pick by the NFL. We don't really know a lot about him. He doesn't swing one way or the other. And so, and Eric, it's just like in college basketball with the Missouri Valley. What's the guy's name that we always talk about? Called both ways. Is it Jerry Pollard?
Jerry Pollard, yes.
Because it always makes it about him. We don't want officials that make it about them. So this is the right play for the NFL. It's the right play not to have them officiate the NFC or AFC championship game. Let them study the book, make sure that they know the rules inside and backwards, and go from there.
I think you make a pretty good point there about that. So yeah, I hadn't really thought about it that way, but yeah, hopefully we just don't have a situation in the Super Bowl like we saw yesterday, because those games were, especially the Eagles Niners, just really hard to watch. And then the second half of the Kansas City game with give me the extra down. The microphone isn't working. It was just a disaster.
The officiating has been terrible all year. It's been garbage. I mean, the replacement referees are almost doing a better job than these guys this year. It's been terrible. It's been so bad. It's been trending on Twitter that the NFL's rigged. It's the number one trending topic. If you've been watching all year, you've just seen
it's got to be real. It's got to be true. If it's on Twitter, it's got to be true, right?
No, not necessarily. I'm just saying that's what the fans are seeing, so that's why it's trending. I've been watching football forever, and this year by far was the worst. I don't know what's going on. And who knows? When they have off-season meetings, they have officials. They talk with the NFL. Hey, what are we going to call this year? What are we not going to call? Those talks do happen. So I don't know. Maybe it's all part of the NFL's plan. Who knows? Get the people talking.
Well, Tito, you mentioned the South City Zebra, and that's a good segue to our next topic, which is our Fan of the Week. If you want to get involved with the show here on Domesticated Gamblers, just a reminder that you can be our Fan of the Week, where we'll have one fan on the show with us every Friday. South City Zebra was our first Fan of the Week. Dude was just incredible. It was awesome having him on the show this past Friday, giving Tito all kinds of trouble, showing him as the fraud that he is. So you can be next. If you want to be our Fan of the Week, you just need to be subscribed to our YouTube channel, then post a comment on this video saying you want to be our Fan of the Week and why. We'll choose one person each week, and that person can come on the show on Friday like the South City Zebra did, screw around with us a little bit, and then go up against us with some picks. So again, subscribe to our channel, post a comment saying you want to be our Fan of the Week and why, and you can join us here on the show this Friday. Tito, how did you feel that Friday went? I know you and the South City Zebra went after each other a little bit.
Can I interject for one moment before we go to Tito about the Fan of the Week? So we've been discussing the Fan of the Week, and I'm going to personally, since I've been betting a lot of my bets and my bankroll's getting large, I'm going to throw a $10 gift card. You can either have the Starbucks or a Visa gift card to the Fan of the Week who can come on the show, pick 3 picks on Friday, go against me, Tito, or Eric, and if you beat us, if you tie, we get the win because we're home field advantage. That's how it works. Don't you agree, Tito?
Oh, yeah.
So if you come on the show, you beat one of us, we'll send you in a mail a $10 gift card. So maybe Marty wants to come on a show, maybe Rocky Mountain Steve, Jim Dandy, the Tagger, T-Pain, B. Fishman, whoever you guys are, any fans, come on the show. You can win a $10 gift card if you know more than one of us 3. Throw it back over to Tito.
I mean, that's a great incentive, Shawn, because after what I did to the South City Zebra on Friday, I'll be really, really surprised if anybody else wants to come on. I held him accountable. I didn't see him at all this weekend. He was a ghost. He was gone. I talked to some other domesticated gamblers. They couldn't find him either. I think he's still down in his basement, still probably in a pool of blood after the whooping I gave him last Friday. I don't know what you're talking about, Eric. It was not entertaining. It was a complete domination performance by yours truly. Again, people, if you want to be the Fan of the Week, please, I'll give you my hot takes. But if you're going to come at me like the Zebra did, I'll have no choice but to deliver my hot toilet takes all over your boy chest, and deliver the performance I delivered last Friday, which was a completely embarrassment for the Zebra. So feel free to come on this Friday, go up against one of us. Like Shawn said, there'll be a monetary reward if you beat us, and we'll kind of go from there. But man, I lay the smack down on the zebra, and I'll be surprised if I see him in person ever again.
Ever again.
What was his record? I know he went 1-1 in the SLU game. I think he lost the Kelsey bet. I think he lost the under on the Kansas City game.
I mean, it wasn't pretty. I mean, his takes were really cold, and he lost one of his 5-star plays on SLU, and man, just not a very good performance by the zebra.
I know he had the SLU game -2. He won that, but he lost the over/under in that game.
Right. Well, either way, there's no way he would have beat one of us this weekend because we were all on fire, all with big weekends. We could transition to the picks. Yes, Tito, we're very, very strong right now for the show. I actually have the honors because I won the most money this weekend. So I've won $1,080 since Friday. Yeah.
Are we done? Are we done with the Chiefs game talk? I mean, we got into it pretty well, I guess.
I mean, if you got more takes, feel free to give them. I feel like we covered it pretty good. We'll obviously cover the Super Bowl. We got two weeks to talk about that game.
Well, I do want to say, Burrow late in that game, he threw 2 interceptions. He didn't play his best game. He was a QB rating of 70.2. And late in that game, the offensive line did let him down, and they were getting right after him, and it ended up being a big issue for him. And I thought it was a gutsy performance by Burrow, though. He led the team in rushing. So Cincinnati, they're doing it the right way, and I'm excited for what they're going to do next year. Burrow's going to be facing the NFL just with Mahomes. That's going to be a great battle every year. I can just see that AFC Championship coming down to those two year after year.
Shawn does bring up a good point, Eric, in regards to was Mixon hurt? I caught the second half of the game. I just kept seeing Zach Taylor call pass play after pass play after pass play, and I didn't quite understand. It wasn't like they were behind kind of towards the end of the game. They had time. They had timeouts. Why weren't they running Mixon more? I mean, I get the fact that Kansas City has a solid front seven, but I just don't understand the play calling.
He had 8 rushes for 19 yards, average 2.4. P. Ryan, he had 5 for 22, 4.4 average. So P. Ryan was
just not enough rushing, I don't think. I mean, I get the fact that they're only averaging 2 yards a carry with Mixon, but 8 rushes, you mean that's a guy that's a playmaker that has really dominated over the last several years, and so I'm surprised he only got 8 rushes.
Yeah, I agree, and that's the game play called late in games that everyone abandons the run. It's there late in the game. Defenses are tired, and that's why Belichick won a lot of Super Bowls. They were running the ball late in games, wearing defenses down.
Yeah, that was one of the 10 picks I cashed yesterday was Mixon under 3.5 receptions because I just know if they're throwing, it's usually P. Ryan in the game. And yeah, I'd have to go look back at the snap count, but it certainly felt like about a 50-50 split to me in terms of when those guys were out there. So yeah, it was a great game. I agree with you, Shawn. I think we're going to see Burrow and Mahomes a lot in this game in future years. What did Burrow say a couple weeks ago? Someone asked him, "Oh, do you worry about your window, might be closing with this team?" And he's like, "My whole career is my window to win a championship." So, Dude is just such a gangster. I love him. Fell just a little bit short yesterday, but I got a feeling he'll be back. Any other thoughts on this game before we move on to the picks?
I did love Kelsey coming out saying Burrow had my ass. I mean, classic. I love this Kelsey guy. He's going to be just like Kittle. They're WWE fans for sure. They're talking smack back. Bengals players want to talk all this smack on Twitter. Apple's out there talking all this smack all week, and they lost the game. So it was a great game. The officiating was terrible, but it was a great game.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Okay, well, let's move on to the picks. Again, Tito, the way the honor system works in golf, if you had the best score in the previous hole, even if you're in last place, you get to go first. And so that's what I'm doing here today. I'm 20-13 and in last place at plus $439. How the hell does that happen? You guys are absolutely crushing it, and I'm going to be buying joys next week. Okay, so I have 2 bets to talk about today. I have a bet at 2 p.m. Central Time this afternoon in soccer. I put out a video before I went to bed last night, so check that out on our YouTube page for the full handicap. Again, if you are enjoying the show right now, hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. My pick today, it's in La Liga in Spain. I have Villarreal on the money line at minus 145 for a 1-star play. That line has since dropped. I'm not getting the best of that number. So you can get better odds on it than I did at this point. It's currently at minus 125 at Bet Rivers. And I got one more pick in college hoops. I'm taking Texas Tech +1 against Iowa State tonight for a 1-star play. Okay, Tito, I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. So for me, Shawn, I think you might like this logic. It's just a fade the public bet because according to the Action Network, this is the most bet game of the night in college basketball. 63% of the bets are on Iowa State, but 62% of the money is on Texas Tech. So I'm going to ride with the pros and go Texas Tech at +1. Tito, what do you think about that?
Oh, I hate that play. Love to add that on my notes. That was going to be one of my plays tonight. I love Iowa State. I love the Cyclones, baby. I think they're going to go into Lubbock and they're going to dominate Texas Tech. Texas Tech is 0-10 or 0-8 in the Big 12. They're terrible. They're frauds. They don't know what they're doing. Iowa State got dominated by MIZ this weekend. They're going to come into Lubbock. They're going to get right. They're the number 12 team or number 13 team in the nation. I don't know what they are, but they're awesome. They're going to go down to Lubbock. You're going to lay the 1 point, and you're going to dominate, and they're going to go all over, and they're going to win outright. So I can't wait to come in tomorrow and really hold Eric accountable again. What a play. I can't believe he's going with the Sharps. He needs to go with Tito. Tito has college basketball locked up, baby. It's going to be great.
All right, so how many stars are you putting on that play?
It's a 3-star play, baby. Mark it down right now. 3 stars. The Cyclones going down to Lubbock. They're going to hold them accountable. It's going to be great.
All right, it is Tito's turn. So you won $790 since Friday, 13-7, and in first place at $2,250. I cannot believe it, but here we are. So you're taking Iowa State -1 for a 3-star play, and earlier you released already your Super Bowl pick, the Chiefs on the money line, 3-star play. I just looked it up. You can get it at +110. So Tito's laying $300 to win 330.
Did you release a video
on what?
On the Chiefs, or did you talk about it on the show?
He talked about it on the show today already. 3-star play, Chiefs.
I missed the 3-star play. Oh, I love that. I see. That's a sharp play, Tito. Good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Get it while it's hot. Get it right now where you can get some plus money. Get the money line. 3-star play for the Chiefs. What a fraud. Can't believe I'm going to be rooting for them. That's okay. Love it. So my other play, college basketball again, baby. Tito's specialty. You got to love it. We're going to stay in the Big 12. We're going to go to Baylor. Baylor's going to go down to Austin, take it on the Longhorns. Baylor, right now, 6-game winning streak. They are a game back in first place in the Big 12. They want to take over the Big 12 spot. I told you guys last week, it was last Monday, that you guys both took Kansas. You said how Bill Self was this amazing coach. They were going to go down to Waco. They were going to shock the world. They were going to take the points or lay the points, whatever they did. They got dominated. So Baylor, still on that 6-game winning streak. Oh, Texas is not legit. They only beat Texas Tech. I told you how much of a fraud they were. They're winless in the Big 12. They only beat Texas Tech by 2 points at home. They were absolutely terrible at home. They lost their last game on the road. Baylor's going to go down. They're getting 4 points. We're going to take the 4 points. That's another 3-star play. Baylor, take the points. Oh, it's going to be great. They're going to win, baby. Love it.
I love it. I love the Dickie V. All right, so Baylor +4 for Tito added as a 3-star play. So it should be a fun night of college hoops in the Big 12. If I'm not mistaken, Tito, both those games are on at 8 o'clock, meaning get those kids in bed. Let's saddle in and watch some college basketball, baby. All right, Shawn.
Awesome, baby. The Big 12 highlighted on ESPN tonight, baby.
Big 12 is outstanding, too. It's always great hoops. Those games are always really tight and fun to watch. So, Shawn, you're up last. You had the worst weekend on the show, yet you've still won $400 since Friday. So, really, just a monster weekend for domesticated gamblers. Shawn, you sit at 25-18 on the year and plus $900. So, looking real strong, buddy. What action do you have for us here on the show today?
You know, I'm really conflicted because being a gambler, Eric went 10-0. And so this Iowa State Texas Tech game, you're due for a loss, but Tito's been on fire. He's due for a loss. Someone's got to win. It's just I'm really blown away here. I kind of want a piece of that game myself, but the gambler in me doesn't know who to fade here. He doesn't know. And then the Baylor Texas game, same. I kind of want to go against Tito, but at the same time, I kind of agree with his take there. So I'm just kind of blown away right now. Like, what do I do here?
We're all sharps. That's what's going on. We're just all sharps.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to really look at any games today, so I'm gonna sit this one out today. I'm gonna release a 3-star play, my first 3-star play. Well, I did the Roman Reigns one, but that was a Tito follow. My 3-star play, I'm gonna go money line, Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl. I'm all over that one. I think Mahomes gets it done. That dude's on a mission from God. It's just unbelievable. That's
Man.
a little blues.
He's following Tito again, folks. He can't help but follow the king. That's right, Shawn. He followed the sharp.
I've been on Kansas City for a while. That was a little take from Blues Brothers. If you've ever watched that movie, we're on a mission from God. I don't know. I'm getting old. I don't know if anyone gets my jokes, but
dude, no, classic. Me and the Tiger used to watch that movie nonstop when we were kids.
It's a great movie. Boy, so Eric, you took Texas Tech.
I took Texas Tech +1. Yeah. Just 1 star.
Tito's got it -1.
Yep.
Whew. I'm gonna set it out. I'm gonna let you boys battle it out. I'm gonna release that Chiefs play, and I might drop a video later today once I get a little bit of time. It was a busy day with the kids off school again.
All right, sounds good. Well, both of you have 3-star plays already released on the Chiefs money line in the Super Bowl at +110. I'm going to be a little more cautious, let it kind of simmer a little bit, let it percolate in my mind, and we'll see where we go as we get closer to the Super Bowl. Does anybody else have anything else to add before we wrap up the show?
I've unleashed a bunch of hot takes as it is. I'll let you guys go. And I just feel wonderful about my college basketball plays tonight, baby. It was a great show. We talked about Jerry Pollard, threw a little nugget in there. I mean, what a wonderful show by Tito. I mean, who wants more Tito time? Raise your hand, like, subscribe, comment on this post. Tell these fools you want more Tito time. I'll deliver some more hot toilet takes later on this week. And I know everyone's looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. My real life bankroll is growing, so I'm really happy about that. I got a bunch of extra money in my bankroll right now with these picks. I haven't bet every one of them, but I'd say about 70% of them. I didn't bet the WWE one because I'm never going to risk that much. But for show purposes, I did. But tonight, I'm going to sit this one out. Like I said, maybe I'll get on here and look at some over-unders, try to take advantage of some small schools with lesser talent. I like to do that. I like to pick on those guys. But
he's only doing that, folks, because he knows Tito will come over the top and make a 3-star play and sharp shoot him again. That's the only reason he's contemplating shooting the video later on this afternoon. That's the only reason, folks. He's scared of Tito. Woo!
Yeah, no, I just haven't had the time. But tomorrow the slate looks a little better for some college basketball. It's pretty weak tonight. I do love the games Tito's going after. Those are the most exciting games on for sure. I'm excited. I'm kind of happy. Maybe I just sit the night out. I've had most plays, I think, still. Or have you caught up to me, Eric?
No, I think you're still ahead there.
Yeah, so I'm gonna sit it out and just let my emotions rest this tonight. Just take a nice, easy night. Maybe sip a little wine, have a little dinner. Nice, relaxing night.
Yeah, that sounds good. It is a small slate tonight, really, across the sports world. But we'll be watching some Big 12 hoops after we get those kids in bed, Tito. Can't wait for that. All right, good show today, boys. That's going to wrap it up. Tomorrow on the show, our plan right now is to cover the 10 commandments of gambling. So you don't want to miss that. That is seriously going to be some great knowledge, especially if you are new to gambling. Shawn, I know you and I made a lot of mistakes with gambling in our past. But we're all grown up now. We want to make sure you don't make those same mistakes. Tito's kind of going through it right now. He's at the top of the waves right now. So maybe you can learn something tomorrow too, Tito. So that is the plan for tomorrow's show at this point. Remember to hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also post a comment on this video and we can interact with you there. And hit that notification bell so you can get our videos as soon as we drop one. Who knows? You might get one from Shawn later on today. You can also get the audio version of the show on SoundCloud. Just go to soundcloud.com/domesticatedgamblers. And you can also follow us on Twitter @gamblingdads. For Shawn, for Tito, I'm Eric. This has been Domesticated Gamblers. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Let's cash.